Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now today I'm trying a new variant of Sudoku called Factor Sudoku, and this has been sent to us by Ollie Hines, who's compiled it. I think it may be his first effort, and it's interesting looking. Now, what are the rules? As well as normal Sudoku rules, the orange numbers represent, as you can see, they're all in 3-digit strings. They represent a 3-digit number. So here we have 216. And everywhere there's an orange number, there's a green number next to it, and that has to be a factor exactly divisible by the orange number. So this cell here has to be divisible by 216. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, or 9. Not very restricted, that one. And this is important, I think, the green cells form a set of the numbers from 1 to 9, like an extra region. So that's how it works. And let's have a go. Let's get cracking and see how we get on with it. Right, it's important, I think, to notice that there are only, it's a lovely symmetrical organisation. That helps us tell that there are only 8 sets of orange 3-digit numbers, and there are 9 green cells, because that's a set from 1 to 9. So this one in the middle is not linked to an orange number. That's an extra one. And I see why, yes. All the orange numbers, you'll notice, are confined within a single box, like this one. It's in one of these 3x3 boxes, and that means there can't be any repeat numbers within that number, repeat digits within that number. And also, their factor is in the same box for every single one of these. They're all in an L shape in this grid. So, for a 5 to be divisible by such a number, it just can't happen, because either 5 would be in the same box as another 5, or there'd have to be a 0 at the end of the number. I'm sure you know that any number divisible by 5 must end in 5 or 0. So none of the ones that are linked between green and orange cells can have a 5 in the green cell. So the 5 must go in there. And I think the various rules that one knows about divisions are quite important. So, odd numbers, large odd numbers must always have all their factors be odd numbers as well, because as soon as you get one even factor, a number becomes even and can't change. So, we've got 1 here that's odd, we've got 1 here that's odd, we've got 1 here that's odd, and we've got 1 here that's odd. So the green cells attached to those must be the remaining odd digits 1, 3, 7, and 9 in some order. And that's very neat. And look at this one. This has to be the 7 because 9, 3, and 1 are in its box. So even without doing the maths to work out whether 7 goes into 931, I know that it must, which is quite fun. I suppose it is 133 must be that division of 7 into 931. Now this one can't be the 1 because there's a 1 in its cell. This can't be the 3, because there's a 3 in its box, as there was a 1 in that box. This one can't be a 1 because there's a 1 in its column. So in fact this is the 1. This could be any number ending in 3. We've got the 3 here, and 3 and 9 in those 2 cells. And 3 and 9 share a particular property to do with divisions, which is that any number they divide into, the sum of its digits must also divide by 3 or 9. So this, if this was a 3, this would have to be 4, 5, 6, 1, 4, or 7. Now it can't be 1 or 4 because they're obviously in the same column and box. So if that was a 3, this would be a 7. If this was a 9, well, this would have to be a 4 to make 4, 4, 1, which adds up to 9. So that can't be a 9. It must be a 3. This must be a 7. This can't be a 3 anymore because there's already a green 3, so that's a 9. That's a nice start. We've got all the odd numbers placed in green cells. So the other ones must all be even. 4, 6, 8, 2, 6, 8. I'm putting in the numbers that are theoretically possible at the moment. 216, that we worked out is divisible by 4 or 8. Oh, okay. We don't get much more progress from that. Right, so now we'd better do some regular Sudoku, I suppose. So this middle row is good. 4, 8, 5, 9, 1 already placed. 2 and 6 are in this box. So 2, 6 in that row must be a pair over here. That must be a 3, 7 pair opposite. That's good in this box. Look at that 5. That's ruling out those cells. This must be 5. Excellent. So these are 4, 8 or 9. Don't know which. Ah, no, we do know which, because look, about 9's down in this box at the bottom. In this box, the only place left for a 9, given those ones I've highlighted, is here. And that means, oh, it means that one of those is 9. Sorry, I thought it was going to resolve which one was, but it doesn't. That's fine. So over here, 2, 6, 7, 4, 1, 3, 5 must be one of those two. Ah, look at this middle box. 8, 5, 9 already done. 3, 1 and 6 now appear in row 6 there. So they must be up here. And given where, given where they're placed, 3 on 1 and 1 and 3 there, we can work out which way round those go. So these 3 are 2, 4, 7. We can't work out which way round they go. But this isn't 4 now. Ah, and this one is now 8. 3, 1, 2, 4, 7, 6, 5 all gone in the row. 9 in the column. That's 8, that's 9. So we can get that 9 resolved. We've got a 4, 8 pair there. That means this is a 5, 9 pair. And in fact, we can work out which way around they are from the 9 at the bottom again. Great. So we've got a lot of the middle rows done there. That's quite nice. Now, where else can we go for a bit of ordinary Sudoku? Not sure 9 is in one of those. This is good. I like this. This 2 rules out those cells, so 2 must be in one of those. This can't be 2 anymore. That's either 6 or 8. Look, 1s. Look at those 1s. And they're acting in this bottom left box to put a 1 here. And now maybe we can use this 6 or 8 divides into. So it's got to be an even number. 2 and 4 are not possible for this cell, so 6 or 8 again. So either 8 goes into 916, which it doesn't do, because for 8 to go into a number, it must go into the number after an even number of hundreds. You see, I know that 8 divides into even numbers of hundreds, 200, 400, 600, but 8 does not divide into odd numbers of 100, 100, 300, 500, etc. So here, 900, you'd need another 4 more to divide by 8, 904, then another 8 more, 912, and then another 8 more, 920. So 8 does not go into 916. So 6 must go into 918. 6 kind of follows the same rule as a 3. This must be divisible by 3, and indeed it adds up to 18. So yes. So we've got a 6 there. This can't be a 6, and that means we've got a 4, 8 pair there. This must actually be a 2. That's the only possibility left. Excellent. That 2 resolves this 6, 2 pair, and those 2 2's put a 2 here. Now we've got a 9, 3, 5 set up here, but they can't be 3, 9, 5 in order. 8 must be one of these two because of the 8 down here. 26819 here. 3 is here. That's the. Sorry, I should be using that notation. These are 4, 7, and 5, but 7 is one of those. 5 is one of those. Don't know about 4. And we've got a 2 in those two cells, but we've also got an 8 now because of this 8. And in fact, that 8 resolves which way round they are, so we can put in 8 and 2 there. We've got a 4, 5, 6 set down there. These are 3 and 7. How do we fit 4 and 5 in there? Don't know yet. But it's good progress. Things are really, really happening here. Now look at this. 1 here and 1 here. So 1 in the top box, in the top left box, must be in one of those 3. This one means it's not in the middle. So theoretically, we've got those 2 boxes left. But 2 as a factor means that this is not an odd number. So it can't end in 1. It must be an even number. 1 must go at the top there. That gives us the last one in the grid there. Okay. And that's interesting. Right, this 9. 9s, as I said earlier, follow the same rule as 3s. Numbers they divide into must be divisible by 9. So this has to either add up to 9 or 18, this group of cells. And if it was 9, that would be 3 and 1, which is not possible, clearly, because of all the 1s. So they must add up to 13. They can't be 5, 8, or 9, 4. They must be 7, 6. Must be in that order because of this 6 here. Brilliant. So there's a 3 in one of these cells. And that's good because there's a 3 in one of those cells. So the 3 in the bottom box must be in column 7, must be this one. So we've got that 3, 7 resolved. That resolves that 3, 7. That puts a 3 there. Excellent. And look, that 4, 8 pair is suddenly very useful in this column. It gives us a 2 here. We've got a 4, 8 pair there as well. What else can we do? 9, 2, 3. That 3 has resolved this triple here. That's all written in now. 5 must go there. I think that's going to... Can we finish all 5s in the grid? No, we've still got 1 there and 1 there. I don't know which of those is 6 or 4 at the moment. That's not 2. 2, 9, 5, 3, 1. One of these is 7 and one of these is 6. And we can use that rule about 2 must divide into an even number. This one must be 6. That's 7. I love how this is coming together. It's really... really very pretty how all the constraints work together. 6 in this box is there. That does resolve 6 there. I think we've finished all the 6s in the grid now. That can't be 4 anymore. Oh, it can't be 7 either because of the 7 up there. Right, so that 2, 4, 7 group is done. We can fill in at the tops of these columns. 4 and 9. We've got 2 and 8 to put in there. That's easy. 1, 8, 3. We're nearly finished now. Maybe not. Don't know how those 4, 7 disambiguate. And that's interesting. I think we're going to have to work out here. 612. 4 must go into it because it goes into 600. Yeah, 8 doesn't go into this because 8... Same rule again, 8 doesn't go, it does go into 600, so the number after 600, which is 12, would also have to be divisible by 8, which it isn't. So that's a 4, that's 8, and that sorts out all our 4s and 8s. What a lovely finish. I've just written those the wrong way round, that didn't help me. 8 and 5 down there, yes, and we're done. What a lovely puzzle. I really like that, Ollie. I mean, it didn't take all that long, but there was quite a lot of interesting thought there. I can imagine that would take some solvers quite a long time. Maybe others who are better mathematicians than I am even less time, but that's a really nice puzzle. Thanks very much for sending it. I hope you enjoyed that one. I can't imagine you didn't, unless you just thought you were getting bogged down in too difficult arithmetic. But I doubt that. Most enjoyable. Thanks very much to Ollie. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to sponsor us on Patreon and buy our apps, of course. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.